welcome to another episode of Now About That with James and Sarah. I'm James.
And I'm Sarah.
And on this week's episode, we're going to talk a little bit and dive a little deeper into Disability Pride Month and how you can help celebrate Disability Pride Month, even if you do not have a disability yourself. Sarah?
Yes?
Do you want to do some quick catch up before we jump into the topic?
Sure.
Talk about how things are going. For those of you, I don't know what this is going to look like because we're planning on potentially uploading this onto YouTube with our video this week. We have a new cool background that we just added to our image or videos, so you're not staring into the void or staring into our backgrounds. There's actually something with our logo on it and like 3D glasses that I just kind of included in there as well. It's kind of a fun thing to have.
Yeah, don't mind me looking bald. I had promised I have hair.
So how's it going, Sarah? How are things?
It's going. Looking for a place to live.
It's always fun.
Always fun. Love that for me. Currently hanging out at my friend Quinn's. They were nice enough to invite me over and are letting me use this lovely mic today. So pretty excited.
So if the sound quality on Sarah's side is better, then now you know why. I'm doing okay. I'm frustrated right now. Ready to start a bonfire with my 2017 Ford Explorer.
Yes.
Trying to figure out what's wrong with it. It's my friend, coworker, boss, Karen, her husband is the sales manager at a Ford dealership near where they live. So he talked to his service team and asked some questions about it, and he said based on what I was saying, they said it sounds like it might be the torque converter in the transmission, which I don't know what that is, and I don't know how much it costs or what it takes.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But I have a warranty that covers everything on my transmission, so at most I should potentially have to pay $500 for the what is it called, deductible with my warranty.
Okay.
But other than that, I can't get it in until Thursday to get it looked at, so I don't know work-wise if I'm going to be able to drive all the way into work. Right. I mean, Monday, I might just use Ryan's car Tuesday and Wednesday to drive into work, and then Thursday, because he doesn't work Tuesday and Wednesday, so I might just do that and then just leave it here and work from home on Monday.
Yeah, I was going to actually ask if you were going to maybe just borrow his car instead.
I don't know. I think I'm just gonna do kind of like what I just said and work from home on Monday. I mean, it kind of sucks because we have new hire orientation. Mine's backwards. I just noticed my image is backwards.
It doesn't look backwards here.
Oh, maybe it's just the way I see it. When you look at sorry, we're getting sidetracked. When you look at your image, it
looks backwards on mine.
Oh, okay. Okay. Then it is okay.
But it's correct.
I'm like, wait, no, that's wrong.
Panic mode.
I'm just gonna work from home on Monday, and then but we do have new hire orientation, so Karen is going to have to do new hire orientation on Monday. But Tuesday and Wednesday I can drive to work using his car, which will suck for him because he usually likes to get out and about and do things on the days that he's off, but there's nothing I can do about it. I did, though, find out, I sent my warranty information to Karen's husband, and he said, well, you're entitled to car rental reimbursement if they can't get it fixed right away. You can, based on your warranty, you can get it's $35 a day in reimbursement for car rentals up to, I think he said, like 5 days, and then it can be extended up to 10 days.
That's pretty cool.
Which I didn't know because I didn't really ever read my warranty that much. I just paid for it, and I knew if I ever had to have it, it was there. So,
fair, reasonable.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, Sunday we're gonna go watch the new Insidious movie, Insidious: The Red Door.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that. It's going to be fun.
I'm so jelly.
Ryan's skeptical, but he is with most movies. He's kind of skeptical whether he likes them or not. And he's leery of like the how the how it's going to look, like the
That's fair.
photography of it. Because he wasn't super happy with how it was stylized in the first one when they went into the further, and that's like mainly where they're going to be in this one. So we'll see. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be good. I want to watch that one, but Horace and I have to catch Nick up because he has not seen any of the Insidious movies.
Honestly, I don't think you'll miss anything if he hasn't seen any of them.
Mm-mm.
Okay, but based on the information from the movies, this one, it seems like if he watches at least 1 and 2 and then this one, he should be okay, because it's the same people. It's focusing on the same people from the first and second one,
Right.
because like the third and fourth one were completely different people.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so Bobo is up and moving around, so I have to take him out real quick. I will be back.
Wow, we made it a whole few minutes.
Well, he hasn't gone out for a while, so
Oh, that's fair.
we will be back.
Okay,
Un
see you
momento,
soon.
por favor.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back. For you all, you would have missed nothing because I paused it. That was an extended break for Bobo because
I was going to say, but for Sarah, it's been 20 minutes.
he hasn't been out for a while, and there's this one dog that I refer to him as Bobo's fellatio friend
Oh, God.
because they're very much like,
Yes.
I mean, you get it.
I remember. I remember.
They were in there, and Bobo was just playing because he does that.
Yeah, because he's just your typical puppy, even though he's old.
16.
16.
Yeah. Well, do you want to jump into the discussion about Disability Pride Month?
Yes.
Did you look up anything?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I found out that the colors on the Pride flag, or the Disability Pride flag, just like the Pride flag, stand for something, and each color represents a different disability.
Oh. Okay.
So for those that don't know, and I'll include a link to this article in there in the web and in the description, but also on our website. There are 5 colors. There's red, yellow, white, green, and blue on a gray background, although it looks more black to me, but they said gray. But each color represents a different disability. So the red is for a physical disability. So for any physical disabilities. Yellow is for neurodivergency. White is for non-visible or undiagnosed conditions. Green is for sensory disabilities. And blue is for emotional or psychiatric conditions.
Okay.
And then the dark gray background represents all people with disabilities who lost their lives to exclusion, discrimination, and ableism. So there's even a reason for the gray, dark blue, or dark gray looks black to me background. So that's the meaning behind the actual colors of the flag.
Cool. I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I mean, until the last episode, I didn't even know there was a flag.
I remember that because I didn't know either.
Yeah. And then some of the reasons that we celebrate disability is to kind of celebrate the milestones and all the fights that everybody has had for the amount of disability inclusion, maybe, or disability awareness that we have currently.
Yeah. Disability. I would say inclusion.
Well, that's always fun. And then I also looked up from PBS. They have an article called Disability Pride Rights and the Disability Rights Movement. And the article is from June of this year, June 28th, 2023. And it says the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, was signed into law on July 26, 1990. Every July, we celebrate Disability Pride Month to commemorate the passage of this landmark civil rights law. The selection, and then included in this, it's not really an article, it's just a selection of movies. There's a documentary, and then there are 2 short story or short films. The first one is called The Gang of 19, History of the ADA Movement. And Encouraged by civil rights movement in the 1960s, the disability rights movement gained momentum, leading to the passage of the Americans with Disability Act in 1990. Decades later, in 1978, decades earlier, sorry, that's not right. Decades earlier, in 1978, 19 individuals tossed aside their wheelchairs and blocked city buses deemed inaccessible for the physically disabled. And then this video or this movie, The Gang of 19, talks about how they inspired the nation to pass the ADA Act.
Love that.
And then there's also another short film, a PBS short film called Wonderfully Made. And it's about someone named Kashmir Culberson, who is a recent college graduate who embodies strength and confidence and does not allow her disability to limit her pursuit of happiness and self-love. So it's all about Kashmir or Kashmir. I think it's probably Kashmir because she goes by Cash, apparently. And then the last one on this list is Creating an Inclusive Richard III.
What?
Yeah. It's just another short, and this one's like less than 2 minutes. And it says, in a stunning July 2022 performance of Shakespeare's tragedy Richard III, the Public Theater chose to stage a show that truly centered inclusivity and diversity. The result is a star-studded production that shines on stage and connects with all audiences. In this behind-the-scenes interview, Danai Gruria, I'm assuming it's Ali Stroker and Monique Holt, discuss how director Robert O'Hara prioritized diversity and inclusion in this staging of Richard III. And you can stream the performance recorded live in Central Park, thanks to great performances. And it says it's only 1 minute and 57 seconds, but it says it's a live performance. But it looks like one of the people, like there's a short like snip of the film and of the video, and one of the actors is in a wheelchair.
Nice.
And a very, very nice dress.
Love that.
Other than that, that's really all I got. I mean, there's a few in this other article. It talks about a few ways you can celebrate or enhance yourself with Pride Month. And one thing it says is to engage with disabled creators online or offline. Educate yourself about disability etiquette and watch movies and shows that showcase authentic disability representation, such as CODA, Crip Camp, etc. Read books about disability and shush the hush about disability with young ones so that they grow up to be kind, empathetic, and inclusive beings.
Nice. I was going to say, I actually have a few disability activists that I follow on Twitter that I was going to try to find so that we had like a couple people to talk about. If I can find them.
So the article that I'm looking at and I don't know why, but it's a really good article so far. But it says Disability Pride Month. Where is India in the global celebration? So it talks a little bit about, I guess, where India is and how they're celebrating it in the country of India.
One of the people I follow, I just realized that Lil Nas X changed his name on Twitter to Pussy.
Okay.
As I'm scrolling through. Why? Okay. That's not who I was looking for. Oh my God. I follow too many people. That's what's going on right now.
A little bit, yeah.
Shh, quiet time. Why would you do this to me? Why would you agree with that?
Well, I don't know how many people you follow on Twitter. I don't personally have a Twitter, and I'm not super active on the Now About That Twitter.
Yeah, that I knew. You got rid of your Twitter, didn't you?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you were the first person to follow me on Twitter back in ye olden days.
Back in my day.
Back when Twitter first became a thing. No, because I didn't have a Twitter when it first became a thing, but
I didn't either. I didn't even get Facebook until like way later than everybody else.
Yeah, same. I stuck with MySpace for as long as I could.
There were some things about MySpace that I really liked. I liked that you could have music, like the music playing on your MySpace page. And then you could choose your top 8 friends or whatever it was.
Yeah. I loved being able to code it so that it looked exactly how I wanted it to.
No. The only thing about the top 8 thing is there was a lot of drama that got caused in that.
There was
sometimes,
a lot of drama.
especially when like your best friend was not the number 1 spot. It's like, who is this person that's in the number 1 spot? And then it's like, it's randomized.
Yeah.
I choose the top 8 and then it just does whatever it wants.
Yeah. Yes, that is correct. Okay, well, I guess I can't find anybody. There she is. Jesus. All right. Valissa Thompson, also at Valissa Thompson. She does disability rights. She's also a social worker and a writer. Then there's also Alice Wong, who's at Disvisibility. Annie Sagara, at Annie Elaney. And then Imani Barbarin, and that's at Imani_Barbarin. And they all talk about the difficulties faced by people with disabilities here in the United States, how there's still not disability rights for everybody because a lot of disabled people still can't get married because then they lose their benefits. It's like you don't just stop being disabled because you get married.
Do you have to get... Why would they lose their benefits?
Because then they make too much money.
Oh.
And
combined.
Yeah. So the one of the major issues is that when you're on disability, it's basically designed to keep you in poverty.
Oh, disability benefits. My mind went to like health benefits, not disability benefits.
No,
Got
your
it.
disability benefits. So like you still can't work just because you're married? What?
See, that's where my mind went to healthcare benefits. And I was like, well, so my brain is always like, well, isn't it offered by their job? But then I realized not everybody has that option at the place that they work because not everybody works a full-time job.
Right.
And some people can't physically work a full-time job because of their disabilities. So that's kind of where my ableism brain went. So there goes my ableism,
well, we're all learning.
Unknown, unrealized ableism.
I mean, it's like we said in the one podcast about being...
Oh, that one?
Yeah, that one. You know which one. That one. The one where we talked about being anti-racist racists.
Yeah, I actually saw a book the other day that was called How to Be an Anti-Racist Racist.
Yeah.
And it was so it was like one of those like journals where it gives you prompts and you do things to like answer the like how you would work away from or do differently, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
Ryan and I went to Barnes and Noble on Sunday last week.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that. I was just looking through books because I was bored while he was looking around. And I saw that one in the social sciences portion of it.
Fair and reasonable. Now I need to go for a moment.
Oh no. Okay.
I know. I'll be right back.
All right. And take number 3. We're back. So we were just talking a little bit about some disability rights activists that you follow on Twitter.
Yes.
And while you were away, I looked up someone named Mel Baggs, who is an autism disability activist. And they are an American non-binary blogger who predominantly wrote on the subject of autism and disability and became well known in the early stages of the autism rights movement.
Nice.
But it looks like they passed away in 2020.
That sucks.
At the age of 39.
Yeah, unfortunately. A lot of us die young because of not getting the proper health care.
Yeah, it says Bags died on April 11th, 2020 at the age of 39 in Burlington, Vermont. Their mother said that the cause of their death was believed to be respiratory failure. Oof. That's sad.
Read.
But during their, part of their activism was they created a website called Getting the Truth Out, a response to a campaign by the Autism Society of America. They claimed that the ASA campaign made autistic people objects of pity, and they also spoke at conferences about disabilities and worked with Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, scientists that were researching autism. That's interesting.
That's interesting.
Anything else you got?
No, not in this vein.
Okay. Well, we can move on to our section of the podcast where we talk about, oh my gosh, what was it?
Turn of phrase?
Turn of phrase. Yes, thank you very much. Turn of phrase. So this is the section of our podcast where we talk about a phrase or a word and then discuss its meaning. So we talked about bite the bullet. We talked about, I think last week, we talked about butter someone up.
Yes.
And then this week is mad as a hatter.
Oh, I think I know this one.
Okay. What do you think?
So back in ye olden days, aka back in the Victorian era, hatters used specific chemicals in the lining of the hats, and it drove them insane.
Yeah.
They didn't know back then that those chemicals were bad for you.
Yep. So yeah, that's basically, and it was mercury.
Yes, I couldn't remember which one it was, but
yeah. So the meaning, or the way that we kind of interpret it, is to be completely crazy. And then in this article, it says, no, you didn't already know this one because it didn't originate from Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. Its origin dates from the 17th and 18th centuries, well before Lewis Carroll's book was published. In the 17th century France, poisoning occurred among hat makers who used mercury for the hat felt. The Mad Hatter disease was marked by shyness, irritability, and tremors that would make the person appear mad. So that is why we have the phrase mad as a hatter. So that's fun.
Which is so sad to me because we don't really have haberdasheries anymore.
Right? That's a fun word too.
Right?
I mean, I think there are some, but they're just it's so niche that we don't really see very much of it. And with fast fashion, as much as it is, there's really not, people don't have a need, and they also don't have the disposable income to spend on a custom hat.
Right.
So
well, hats aren't integral to how society works anymore either.
That's true, yeah.
It used to be that, if you didn't have a hat, your outfit wasn't complete.
Yeah, that's true. But that was turn of phrase.
Way to go, us.
Yeah. The other thing I just saw, so I don't know if we're moving on to a section about TikTok now, apparently. Okay. Because my TikTok has gone insane. It's like every other video is either a live or an ad, and it's incredibly frustrating. And it's those stupid lives where it's like, give me a flower for LGBT and a bullseye for straight, and it's a way for people to get money basically just by going on live and having people give those gifts,
interact and whatnot.
Yeah. It's like those, or it's these weird people just dancing in a room with flashing lights.
Yeah, I usually get this guy who dresses up like those waving paw cats that you see at Chinese restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get this guy who dresses up like that, and he does this weird move where he rocks back and forth with his hands up like paws.
Some of it is so disturbing.
I'm like, what are you doing?
I run across some of it and I'm like, this should not be on TikTok, let alone live.
Right.
Like how there should be you should not be allowed to go live until you reach a certain point. And then like when I go to the account to block the account, they have 0 videos, they have 0 followers. I'm like, why are they allowed to go live?
I thought you weren't allowed to go
I didn't
live.
think so either, but apparently you can. I don't know. It's so weird. I thought you had to be invited to go live from TikTok. Like they had to give you a special, like activate it in your app, but apparently not. But the other thing that I'm finding on my TikTok are these like choose your fate or choose your adventure type of things. And I want to play this one because it looks really fun with you. I want to play this one with you because it looks really fun. It's called The Plague Doctor Invites You on a Walk with Him.
Okay.
And it has, so there are rules. You must always follow the doctor or follow with the doctor. Never be too nice to him. Don't ask him to take off the mask. Never look at him. Always answer him. Never question him and never stop walking.
Okay.
Those are all the rules. You got them?
Okay. Sure. I think.
All right. The first option, it says the doctor asks you where you're headed. And you either 1, say that you're just trying to get home. 2, ask him where he's going instead. Or 3, stay silent.
1.
So you're saying, say that you're just trying to get home. So you chose 1. So he says, okay, and keeps walking. The doctor gives you a piece of candy. You stop to eat it and say thank you. Put it in your pocket. Say no thank you and keep walking.
Put it in my pocket.
Yep, put it in your pocket. So the doctor keeps walking and he's starting to like you. All right, the doctor stops to look at you. You look back at him, keep looking straight forward, walk away, or run.
Keep looking forward.
Okay, 2, yeah. He is surprised you didn't look at him and walks away. You survived. Congratulations.
Yay! Well,
That's
the rules said not to look at him.
Yeah, so those are fun. Let me see. I wonder if there's another one. Oh, that one's creepy. It says Grandpa invites you to stay the night.
Oof.
Ooh, this one's fun too. It's kind of scary. A mouthless stranger is approaching. Beware, he wants you dead. So
Okay.
how to live? Do not let him see you. Do not let him hear you. Use your brain. The window is always open, and there will be 5 words hidden to blah 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 blah. All right. You hear the stranger getting closer to your room. You hide under the bed sheet, or wait behind the door for him to walk in and then run out.
Wait behind the door.
Bad ending. You realize you realize the only way out through the window is through the window in the room.
Shit.
But if you chose, so the only way you would have survived is if you chose the first one, hide under the bed, and he comes in and doesn't notice you. So we'll pretend that you lived.
Okay.
And then he frantically looks around the room searching for you. You stay put. You wait for him to turn around and run for the window, or you make a distraction and move to a different spot.
Make a run for the window?
You wait for him to turn around and run for the window. You're dead.
Damn it.
You shouldn't have done that. He rips your spine out.
Jesus.
But the other option that says you make a distraction and move to a different spot, that was also death. The distraction was clever, but he can still see and hear you. The man stabs you 87 times.
Jesus.
So the one where you
Stay put.
You didn't get caught. He closes the window. Bad ending avoided. Your heart is beating fast. You have to calm down. The stranger is making a loud noise, loud enough to overlap other noises. You stay put, switch hiding spots, or try to attack.
Switch hiding spots.
There you go. He checks under the bed and you're not safe there, and you are safe. So the option, if you would have chosen stay put, you should have moved. He checked everywhere but under the bed. You're a goner. And then 3, the try to attack him. Why did you do that? He stabs both of your eyes out and cuts a frown into your face. You died slowly. All right.
Oh my God.
So you lived that time. And then the stranger leaves just now left. I know. The stranger has just now left the room. Finally, you wait a few minutes, get up and walk to the window to leave, or call the police.
Wait a few minutes.
Clever. The stranger is no longer in range to hear you. You lived. Wait, no. Yeah, wait a few minutes. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm so stressed right now.
So get up and open the window to leave. The stranger hears you and runs back into the room, smashing your face into the wall, crushing your skull. Call the police. You didn't wait long enough. He hears you making the phone call and strangles you to death. All right.
God.
So you survived. I mean, you died first off, but you survived.
I died like twice right
Oh,
off the bat. But,
That's fun. I like these. Do you want to play another one? There's one more. Well, there's not one more, but I'm on another one that says an old hag enters your room. She claims to be a witch. Tread carefully.
Oof. Okay.
So how to survive. Never talk about the old hag's appearance, ever. Do not get greedy. Do not be polite to the old hag as she feels she doesn't deserve it. Trust your gut. Got him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm scared.
The old hag shows you a picture of when she was younger. She looks rather beautiful. You compliment how she looks. Stay silent. Ignore the picture and question her.
Ignore the picture.
Okay. If she isn't happy with your rudeness but tells you about herself, so you survived. If you compliment, she takes offense and turns your flesh inside out and disfigures you, so you look worse than her. But then you also could have chosen stay silent. She puts the picture away and tells you about herself.
Okay.
All right. So the old hag reveals her powers, turning a flower into a frog, and says she can grant you 3 wishes. You wish for infinite wishes, use your 3 wishes on something you want, say thank you, and use your wishes.
The second option.
Use your 3 wishes on something you want. Okay. She grants your wishes, but gives you a warning.
Okay. What's the warning?
It doesn't say yet.
Oh, God.
But if you would have chosen wish for infinite wishes, she is annoyed with your greed and brutally murders you in every way possible. And then if you said say thank you and use your wishes, the hag takes offense to your kindness. She kills everyone you love right in front of you and murders you afterwards.
Okay.
All right. So before you reap the benefits of your wishes, you must answer these questions from the old hag. She says, am I pretty? You say no and laugh, stay silent, say yes and smile.
Stay silent.
She thinks you're clever and goes on to the next question. If you say no and laugh, she slices your jaws open and steals your teeth, leaving you dead and toothless. If you said yes and smile, she rips out your internal organs and watches you die slowly. This has really divulged into a very different podcast than one that started.
This is yes. This is a very different podcast. Okay. All
These are
right.
very fun. I like these. These are fun though.
No, they're fun. I'm just scared.
She asks, will I ever be pretty? You say, no, you'll stay hideous. Someday you will. I hope so.
Someday you will.
The hag feels you have lied to her. She kicks you in the groin, eats your flesh until you die.
And eats my flesh until I die.
Yeah. Yep. If you said, I hope so, she screams, don't lie to me, and burns you to a crisp, leaving your body charred. But if you said, no, you'll stay hideous, the old hag realizes what you say is true and prepares the next and final question. So
Okay.
the old hag's last question comes in the form of a riddle. What does nothing but has now gotten everything? You say, me or you?
Me.
The hag laughs and calls you undeserving. She vanishes without a trace. So you survived. I mean, you died in the previous one, but you survived this one. If you would have said you, she leaves without a word. You survive, but your wishes have faded. So not only in this one did you get your wishes, but she left you and you lived.
Nice.
That was kind of fun. I like those. Sarah's terrified, mortified.
Sarah's a little creeped out.
I just got a text message from USPS. The package has arrived at the warehouse and cannot be delivered due to incomplete address information. Confirm your address at the link. Chunk.
I was gonna say, don't respond to that.
No. And well, there was a link and you don't click on links from unless you're expecting something. And I'm not expecting a package and I wouldn't get it sent a text message either. So
Right.
that's the other thing. Can I just bitch about something real quick?
Yeah.
This week, every day, I've had at least 2 or 3 telemarketer phone calls.
Oh my God. So Quinn and I were actually just talking about this because okay. I just went through and deleted a whole bunch of robocalls because I've been getting spam calls like crazy over the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And I deleted 28 earlier that I had received in the last 2 days.
I just don't understand. It's like, so my issue isn't so much that I get the spam calls. I'm like, whatever, I can just ignore them. The issue I have is you answer it and then it beeps and then they hang up.
Right.
It's like, what's the point? Like, what did you gain from calling me I answered it, so you know that if I answer, if you call again, I'll answer. Is that what you gained? Because that's useless. And then the other day I got one from the order of police or something asking for donations. And they were like, can we count on your donation? I said, no. And hung up. One more. I also had this one where they called and the person that was supposed to be talking was reading his line, but laughing while he was reading it. And then he didn't finish it and ended the call. It's like, that person, how, if you're employed, how do you still have a job if they listen to your calls? Because you know they have to listen to the calls.
Right.
How is that person still employed? So stupid.
I don't know. But like, I keep getting these Indiana calls and like the numbers are sequential as well.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I keep blocking these numbers and they just keep showing up.
It's like they keep throwing them away. So like they'll use every day they use a different one. It's so stupid.
And sometimes they'll use 2 or 3 different ones in the same day.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what are you doing with your life right now?
I even get them on my work phone call, like my work phone number.
Oh my God.
It's very weird.
I'm just like, how did you get these numbers?
Yeah. The one that I get from my work phone number is usually about if you have W-2 employees, you're entitled to up to $26,000 per employee or something. It's like something about the IRS. I don't know. So I usually don't answer it unless it's an internal phone call anyways, and let it just go to my voicemail because I don't really care.
Yeah, I always let it go to voicemail because as I was telling Quinn, I'm like, if they don't leave me a voicemail, then clearly it wasn't an important call.
Yeah.
Because like if it's my doctor's office or something, they're going to leave me a voicemail. If it's somebody that I need to talk to, they're going to leave me a voicemail.
Yeah, I don't know though. I do a lot of like, there's a lot that I need to answer the phone for. So I usually just answer it and then just block them when I'm done afterwards.
Nope. Not me.
Well, I don't know how long this podcast is going to be because we're kind of running dry on stuff to talk about now.
I know.
Do you want to call it a podcast? Jesus. Come play with us, Danny. That's where my mind went just then. Jesus.
It's almost like I knew what you were going to say.
Well, thank you for listening to this week's episode of Now About That with James and Sarah. If you like this episode, please like, comment, follow, and subscribe, and leave a review in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen, as this will help us get the podcast out to more people and help us grow. Feel free to follow us on social media, our Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. That's what it's called. And handle is @NowAboutThatPod. And if there's something specific you would like us to discuss on the podcast, feel free to email us at nowaboutthatpod@gmail.com. or visit our website, www.nowaboutthatproductions.com. And then you can also send us a text message or give us a call. The phone number for our podcast is 765-557-4170. Again, thanks for listening, and we hope you have a great week since this will be coming out on Monday. And Sarah, have a great weekend.
You as well.
You should make Horace watch the Insidious movies.
You mean make Nick watch the Insidious movies?
Oh, Nick. It was Horace that has watched them. Got it.
Yes.
Yes, you should.
I'm planning on it. We're going tubing tomorrow. So
Ouch. It sounds painful.
We're just gonna ride down the river on inner tubes.
It still sounds painful. Watch out for rushing rapids. Stay away from those, Sarah.
Yeah, I'll do my best so I don't drown, so you're not down a podcaster.
I mean, I could probably do it on my own.
Thanks.
There would be like a time of mourning.
Oh, yeah. And how long would that time of mourning be? A week?
We would skip an episode. Yeah. And then the next episode would be at your wake.
The next episode
we would be doing a live episode
of Sarah's wake.
A live episode. Gosh, what is it called? What are they called, Sarah?
I don't know.
You lay in them.
A casket?
This is really it. Yes, I was going to say a live episode casket side, but it's kind of fallen flat now because I couldn't think of the word casket. I completely failed at that joke. All right.
On that note,
have a good weekend, Sarah. I'll talk to you next time.
You too.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.